When you establish a network of points, you may notice multiple vectors connecting your points. These vectors will make calculating the most accurate position complicated. Using a least squares calculation is the solution to this problem. It is recommended that you use a least squares adjustment anytime the number of baselines is greater than the number of unknown points, and it is required that you have a minimum of 10 minutes worth of observations at each point. To do this, select the Tools drop-down menu at the top of the screen, then select Options. On the Network tab, in the Network Adjustment area, you can select the Automatically Adjust Network After Automatic Processing checkbox to tell StarPoint to automatically apply network adjustments when you process your points. In the Type of Adjustment drop-down list, you can choose which type of adjustment you want to apply to your points, whether it be a fixed station mode or a weighted station mode. It is important to understand the difference between the two modes. Fixed station mode is when the coordinates in the reference site are held fixed, as with a known position, and are assumed to be errorless. Weighted station mode is when coordinates in a reference site are not held fixed, as with a point measured from GPS, and a level of uncertainty is attached to each of them to reflect their non-perfect accuracy, which is done through standard deviation in the site editor. For this example, we will be using weighted stations. Below this are drop-down lists where you can adjust the confidence level of your error ellipses and the regions of confidences. Below this, in the Summary section area, you can choose which adjustment results will be outputted in a report, whether it be misclosures, adjusted coordinates, residuals, and site corrections. In the Ellipses and Plan View area, you can choose to export site ellipses and vector ellipses, as well as ellipsis scale factor from a drop-down list. At the bottom of the screen is the Vectors Validation area, which you can choose to turn on or off using a checkbox. On the Loop tab, towards the top of the screen, you can choose to automatically generate loops after automatic processing, assign a number of segments for loops, and choose to generate closure between reference sites and open loops. In the Filter section, you can choose to not include segments that are over a user-defined length. In the Failure Criteria area, you can choose a maximum amount for ppm, Closure 2D, and Closure H measurements. And in the Summary section, you can tell StarPoint if you want to have vectors used in your loop summaries or not. On the Combinations tab, you can choose settings for baselines, trajectories, and precise point positioning. Under Baselines, you can assign a minimum overlap duration, a maximum distance between sites, and a desired amount of references per static. Under Trajectories, you can choose a minimum overlap percentage and a maximum distance to match reference. In the Precise Point Positioning area, you can choose a minimum time span for static and rover positions. Once all your least squares adjustment parameters are set, select the OK button. Now back on the StarPoint screen, you want to select the Analysis drop-down list and click on Survey Sites, and finally, Post-Process Coordinates. Before network adjustments are made, your post-process coordinate screen will display a solution type and show that the results for the sites are from your base station. To manually apply a least squares adjustment to the sites, you will have to click on Tools, then Process Manual, and finally, Adjust Network. Doing so will change your post-process coordinate screen. You will notice that your screen now says Adjusted Results, and the source for your results is displayed as Network, meaning they are from a network adjustment. If you would like to see a summary of your least squares adjustments results, you can click on Analysis, then on Network Adjustments, and finally Network Adjustment Summary. This screen will display all your adjustment parameters and adjustment results. If you'd like to see a graphic view of your adjustment results, you want to click on Analysis, then Network Adjustments, and finally Network Adjustment Residuals. This will bring up a graphic view of your adjusted results. Next, select the View drop-down menu and click on Plan. If you have selected the Show Site Ellipses and the Show Vector Ellipses checkboxes on the Options menu, then here is where you would be able to see the error ellipses displayed in your baselines. If you wish to see the loop summary, you can click on the Tools drop-down list, then on Process Manual, and finally Generate Loops. Then click on the Analysis drop-down list again, select Loop Summary, and you will see a summary of the loops generated in your project. Should you need to generate an inverse report, you can do so by selecting the Analysis drop-down list and clicking on Inverse Compilation. This will bring up the Inverse Compilation screen. At the top of the screen are the From and To drop-down lists. Using these drop-down lists, you will want to select the 2 points for which you want to compute an inverse. Once you select 2 points, all parameters between the 2 geodetic points will be displayed. If a TM mapping system is selected, then some mapping-related parameters may also be displayed. Once adjusted, your new positions will be included in any exported files, such as a text or DXF file.